fam? This is the crossover. That right there is NBA veteran Keyon Dooling. I'm your boy Tende Tony. KD, we want to do something a little different than what we usually do.
Let me know.
10 games into the season.
Okay.
We're going to do teams you're surprised by, teams you're disappointed by.
Okay.
So we're going to run through a couple of those teams. We've talked about it a little bit, but we want to bring it to the fans here. I got 2 words on my surprise list. We got a couple teams there, but my first surprise got 2 words for you.
What?
Detroit basketball.
Them boys hooping.
Hey, the Pistons are nice.
Yeah.
Pistons at 8-2 right now, lead the Eastern Conference. Only one team has a better win-loss record than the Detroit Pistons because they played these full 10 games, and Oklahoma City's played 11 games. They're 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
The Pistons are 8-2 right now. Cade Cunningham, balling.
Yeah, hooping. Across the board, man, like, Cade is one of the best players in the NBA. Like, his pace, his rhythm.
Flat out, you're saying that right now?
He's one of the best players in the NBA.
Wow.
How do we define his position? I think he's a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his rhythm, it's not about his size, but his rhythm and his cadence allows him to make plays and see over the defense. His tempo is like he never gets sped up. So, yeah, I'm going to put him – I'm not going to say he's top 10 in the NBA. I'm going to say he's one of the better point guards in the NBA right now.
Wow. I was listening to a podcast that said he's the best player in the East outside of Giannis.
In the East?
Best player in the East outside of Giannis right now. I'd say Spider Mitchell's up there. Maxi's up there. Jalen Brunson's up there.
Yeah.
But right now, Cade has been, like you said, he can't get sped up.
Yeah.
He's a guy that controls the tempo of the game so well. The Pistons, to go back to the glory years of the Pistons, right, where you saw those guys in the flesh, the ability to control the game, dominate in a half-court set, create mismatches down low with their bigs, right? Like, that's the foundation of what these Pistons teams are. All point guard that's an all-star who's able to control the offense, like a Chauncey Billups, like a Cade Cunningham. You got somebody defensively down low who's tough. Jalen Duren, who's been putting up monster double-double games.
In beast mode.
It's there. The pieces are there for the Pistons right now.
Yeah, and look, they're missing Jaden Ivory. Right? You know, he's a young, talented guy who got motor and energy and skill and can, 3-level scorer. But I'm gonna tip my hat to 2 people in particular with what the Pistons are doing right now. I'm gonna give JB Bickerstaff his credit, his flowers. I think he got a raw deal in Cleveland. I think he brought that program back, to respectability after LeBron left. I think, they're still benefiting from some of the seeds that he planted.
For sure.
So I got to tip my hat to him. He's tough as nails, too. And then Duncan Robinson. Having a guy who comes from the Heat culture, who's a veteran player, with them losing Beasley and getting his shooting ability, and what he brings to the locker room and his discipline and his stick-to-itiveness. I think like they're playing damn good basketball right now. And I ain't going to just put Cade so far up because they're still pedigree players. They're still Jaylen Brown. They're still guys like that. But he's
championship caliber guys.
Yeah, we just got to keep observing.
He's only 24 years old, man.
He's still young.
That's the thing. Like, you're looking across the league and you're like, all right, who can be that next generation of teams in the East? And the Pistons are loaded, especially with the young core they have. Cade Cunningham's 24. Asur Thompson, who, he's not his brother yet, but developing nicely under the Pistons program. Jalen Duren is tough as hell. He's 22 years old. He's walking double-double, 20 and 12 right now.
Yeah, he's balling.
This is a very good young core.
Yeah.
Adding those pieces, adding those OG, those veteran guys like Duncan Robinson who have been there, done that, played in the NBA Finals, played in high-stakes playoff games, where these Pistons teams – a couple of years ago, they had lost 29 in a row.
Yeah,
this was a terrible team.
It was rough
2 years ago, and now fast forward 2 years, and they're one of the best teams in the East.
You know what? I saw an interaction on the sideline where they were bumping heads. They might have got a defensive matchup, or something must have happened on the sideline. And I think it was Thompson and Duren. How do I say his name? Duren. They had dialogue, right? And it was animated. It was in the heat of the battle. And what happened after that? I saw them shake up like, all right, we got it. So that says that these guys are totally bought in.
You love that, by the way.
I love that shit.
There's nothing for you like somebody going after it.
I like that.
All right, we good. Don't worry, I got your back.
I like that shit. I like that. for sure.
But it's interesting to see how good a team can be when all of those pieces are working together, right? Malik Beasley was such a big piece for them last year.
Mm-hmm.
He had 300 threes last year.
Yeah.
Malik Beasley did. Like, he was sixth man of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the whole gambling situation. His name's still trying to be cleared. There was some reports that from colleagues of mine at Meadowlark, Pablo Torre has uncovered, tried to look and see if Beasley was connected to any of these gambling rings. Right now, of his reporting, he hasn't been, even though I know that there's still players kind of pending on this deal with the FBI, still looking into the gambling ring. You told me, I think, a couple days ago that there were still some players to be named that they hadn't really named yet. So some people kind of hanging in the balance to see what that is. But it feels like Malik Beasley, if he's not part of that gambling ring and had nothing to do with it and gets cleared, that's a guy that can walk in and hit 250 threes like that.
Yeah, and you'll get him at a good price.
Yeah, he's, again, still a free agent because nobody wants to touch him.
But it's a cloud right now.
Right.
Like, gambling in a negative way has been impacting the NBA right now. So we just got to kind of be patient for that. Hopefully Malik can, kind of rebuild himself, find himself. Hopefully he's cleared from all the allegations, and we'll see what happens. But, yeah, he had a phenomenal year last year.
And Duncan stepping into that role and doing exactly what he did, which is hitting timely, big open shots.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited about the Pistons, man. 10 games in, they're 8-2. Like, this is a team that could be tops of the East, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in that mix. And, like,
it's a long season.
It is a long season.
It's a long season. Obviously, there's been some teams who have had to grapple with injuries. So you'll get, teams will get healthier down the line.
And teams won't. Right? There's some teams that are going to get bit by the injury, but a little bit later.
But I truly believe that the Pistons will be a contender in the East this year. Yeah.
They were nice last year. Obviously, they ran into a Knicks team that was just kind of better across the board and older, right? Like, they were able to put these young guys for the Pistons in situations that they hadn't been in, some deep waters in the playoffs. You know how that is.
Yeah.
And obviously Knicks prevail, but this is a team that has the building blocks to be a team that in the next 2, 3, 4 years could be a representative of the East coming out to play in the NBA Finals. Like, I really like this team.
Yeah, good, man. I'm not pushing back on that. I'm with you.
Next team that I found really surprising, I think we both have, Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
I didn't expect nothing from the Bulls. Bum, 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 bum.
Man,
from North Carolina. Alan Parsons Project playing in the background. But this guy right here, Josh Giddey.
Josh has been playing good basketball. The thing that I like about what Josh did is he took his time this summer. He felt like he had a value. He kind of was able to get himself out of OKC because, for an expanded role, you have to sacrifice maybe the NBA championship that they won. So he missed out on the ring. But he held strong and he was able to get paid. And he's a triple-double machine. He's
averaging basically a triple-double right now. He's averaging like 20-something, 9 and 9.
Great facilitator, great pace, has a great feel for the game, is super competitive. And, yeah, man, he's playing great basketball. Billy Donovan, historically, on every level, has been one of the best coaches in the game of basketball. He's a Hall of Famer now as well. So, and they still don't have Kobe White right now. Like, one of their guys who historically has scoring 20 points a game, they don't have him. So the Bulls are playing damn good basketball. Gotta love it.
Did you see this play right here, though?
Oh, yeah, he got to the bag. Hunter. That's Hunter?
Yeah.
Hey.
Here we go.
Cross. Hey. Inside out. Hey.
That was on Giddey. That was on Giddey, the boy. Ooh, that ankle, though. They had to call a timeout after this because they thought Josh Giddey got hurt for real.
No, we gotta make sure that
They had the sniper up in the roof.
You gotta make sure your triple-double threat. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't go down on the defensive end and tear his Achilles from an inside-out cross. Yeah, he limped it off. Yeah.
That was nasty.
That was nice. That was nice.
But again, not to take anything from Josh Giddey, who's been playing incredible basketball, right? Like the ability for him to, and it kind of happened towards the back half of last season too. The Bulls started going on a little bit of a run, and Josh Giddey was kind of the motor behind that. It was like a triple-double here, triple-double there, 30 and 12.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, wait a second. He's starting to find his footing creating the offense. And what was he not able to do in Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
Creating the offense because who's there?
SGA.
SGA is like, I need the ball. I'm going to create. I'm going to get 35 on 55% shooting. I'm going to be the MVP. We're going to win the NBA final. Like, it's all good. Giddey needs the ball in his hand to create. And we see now how good of a creator he can be when he's kind of the initiator of the offense. Yeah, that's what the Bills been able to do.
He's got a great feel for the game. I think the thing that's discounted about him the most is his competitiveness. Like, the guy will jump on the ground for a loose ball. He makes winning plays. He plays on both ends of the floor, even though I know he just got crossed over on that one, but he was there.
He was right? Right.
The effort,
he was attempting
the effort was there. So, yeah, it's good to see him. Sometimes with a fresh start, man, guys can kind of take off. I'm glad the Bulls did right by him. They took care of him. I think he got his market value. And so it's good to see the Bulls playing good basketball.
Bulls playing tough basketball, 6-3 right now. And this is exciting, man.
Yeah, man, it's good to see.
The teams that we didn't think were going to be super competitive in the East are now starting to look around and be like, oh, Pistons are competitive, Bulls are competitive, not the teams that we thought they were going to be, right? Next thing I want to move on to, this is a team, this is kind of me. You said you weren't surprised by this team.
No.
I'm surprised by this team. That's the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
A team that is built as big as this team, I don't think has ever happened. Where a team 1 through 5 has had an average height of like 6'10".
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen in the NBA. You have your defined roles. You got your bigs. You got your slashers, your wings. You got your guards. This team has KD and Amen Thompson, and both guys are massive. And those are their two guards. Everybody else kind of, fit in where you get in. But between KD, between Thompson, between Alperen Şengün, who's been automatic. Even from the first from day one. When they tossed him the ball in OKC, he was hitting threes, back to the basket, little fadeaways, getting to the hoop. This is a team that I'm surprised by how big they are and how competitive they are staying big when everybody else has gone small.
Yeah. So they have a couple advantages for them. Emi Udoka, I don't want to mispronounce his name, but all his coach teams are super competitive, super prepared, super tough.
Tough as hell.
Right? So he brings that energy into the building, and they got so much talent that, some of the positions can be interchangeable. We hear about this term that they call, positionless basketball. Because Thompson does have a good enough ground game, I still think he's better as a striker and not a facilitator. But, when Fred VanVleet goes down, you got to do something at the point guard position. They probably don't feel like Reed is ready yet to be able to hand them the keys and be able to keep everybody happy.
He was a little lost that first game against Oklahoma City, but albeit toughest environment probably in the NBA, Oklahoma City, being there on the road. Plus your first game of being the legit guy at the point guard spot. That's a tough spot to put anybody in.
It's a tough spot to be in, but it's growing pains. So he'll find his rhythm at some point.
And he's been playing nice too.
Yeah,
the last couple of games.
He's a nice player. He's super good, super competitive. His dad was a hell of a player at Kentucky as well. But yeah, I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised. Not really even surprised, because I feel like anytime you have Kevin Durant on a team, you have an opportunity to win. I think Thompson is going to be one of the best utility, athletic, defensive, striker type players, for this generation. And Sengun is just gone through the roof. His talent, his skill set. He had a possession on Giannis last night where Giannis picked him up full court. And, he went to the flex.
It didn't
afterwards.
matter. He took them the whole way, hit him with the Magic Johnson, back down with the old leg, like you used to say, all right, here you go. Spin move in, up, down, around. Here you go. Finish off the glass.
Yeah, no, they're playing very good basketball, and it's good to see. It's good to see.
I just don't know. And Steven Adams has been a massive piece for them, too, on the offensive rebound side. I saw that for a entire season, an offensive rebounding rate, the best we've ever seen is 21%. From a season-long perspective. I don't remember who it was. Steven Adams is at a 27% offensive rebound rate, which is not only the best in history, 6 points higher than the best in history. Obviously, he's got to sustain it to the entire season.
Yeah.
But that's a number that is insane. 27% of rebounds that are going up on the offensive board, he's grabbing them.
Well, he's got grown man strength.
Right?
And he's played across a couple different eras of basketball. So the lack of physicality sometimes he gets to benefit from. And I love to see it. Keep going, OG. Keep going on them.
That team's going to be fun going into the playoffs, because it's going to be tough to compete with them on a half-court basis, right?
Yeah.
If you get out and run, obviously the bigs, it's going to take a little bit for their bigs to kind of get out and run with you. But if you get to the half-court set and you're putting up shots, they're grabbing every rebound on the offensive side. They're grabbing every rebound on the defensive side. That is a team that is big and built to win in the playoffs, where we saw last year Houston kind of struggle with the Golden States of the world, with Jimmy, with Draymond, with Steph being able to create that positionless basketball and having them to go small. Yeah. You can't put Şengün on Jimmy.
No.
Right? You can't put Steven Adams on Draymond.
No.
Like it doesn't work that way. But they've created this big lineup where it's like, all right, you want to go small? Perfect.
Yeah.
Every board you guys are not going to get.
Yeah, it's fun to see. I think, they gave them lemons. They made lemonade out of it. And yeah, that team is kind of positioned well. It's a matter of they'll make a move to try and get a point guard to try and win right now. Obviously, Kevin Durant is getting older, so the window is closing. So you want to kind of try and maximize it right now. But for the first 10 games, man, they've been playing great basketball, and it's fun to see.
Another team that I was surprised by, if I told you that LeBron doesn't play, Luka misses 3 or 4 games, and Austin Reeves misses a couple games, but the Lakers are 7-2. Would you be surprised by that?
You know what? I would be surprised by that.
Just on the LeBron factor.
Yeah, just on the LeBron factor. And then when you lose Luka, to have Austin Reeves step up the way that he has, it's been amazing to watch. I think they found something that will potentially extend LeBron's career. Just because when you have 2 good guards and they can play the game, you can get LeBron off the ball. So if he comes back healthy and he's willing to run and get in the dunker spot, of course he'll get his opportunities in transition. They'll figure out a way to get him there. But if we want to extend and be able to see LeBron James play longer, you know what I mean? That duo got to keep being dynamic.
That is when the season started, I knew Luka's going to be Luka, right? We knew Austin Reeves was a good player. We didn't know to what level he was going to take that next step, right? Because there was a lot of suitors for him. He had a good season last year, right? He's been slowly progressing as a second, third option. Now when Luka went down, it was the first option, 51, 41, game winner. It's like, oh, wait a second. Okay, there's a piece here now that wasn't there prior.
Yeah.
And it feels like if LeBron wants to play ball in the way that we hope he does to extend his career with these 2 guards, you figure, all right, the building blocks are there. The Lakers can be super competitive if they all stay healthy.
Yeah, if
and
they
DeAndre Ayton's been playing good as of late.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't think that he was going to be as good as he's been, because I think he's had a couple failed times at a couple different spots. Phoenix, Portland, like just the places didn't really make sense. But it feels like he's playing good ball here. Like they've got good players around, kind of OG vets that are helping him out.
They got a solid team. I just don't think they have enough to compete in the West, to get over the hump. But I think they're a solid team. They can beat you on any given night. But over the course of a 7-game series, I'm just not sure.
Who are you putting their 3 against? So I give you Luka, I give you Austin Reeves, I give you healthy LeBron in the West. How many other 3s are you taking before them? Are you taking Houston's 3? Şengün, KD, Thompson.
No, I'm not taking that 3 over them.
SGA, J-Dub, Chet.
Yeah, I'm taking Chet and those guys over that, right now.
Right.
Just they're young. It's a young man's game at the end of the day. And yeah, that big 3 is cold, right? But it's not just about that big 3. It's about the pieces that go around them. Outside of those 3 guys on the Lakers, I don't think they have enough shooting to be able to have a boost off the bench. I don't think they have a lob threat right now. Ayton is really not a lob threat type guy. He's not a rim protector type guy. He does good on the boards getting rebounds, but he's not a lob threat. He's not a block threat.
He's a back to the basket kind of guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just don't think, once you get, to certain places in the playoffs, I just don't think they'll have enough firepower to compete.
Jamal Murray, Jokic, Aaron Gordon.
I'm still go with I'm gonna go with the Denver.
The Denver 3.
Yeah, I'll go with the Denver 3 over the Lakers right now.
They're trending right now about 3 or 4 from like cores.
But that's respectable.
In the West, that's 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You're a top 3 or 4 seed in the West. You're a very good team.
Yeah, that's respectable for sure.
You are a very good team. Another team that I'm very surprised by is when we saw at the beginning of the season, their best scorer was going to be out. And we didn't really know how the fit was going to work with kind of like mismatched pieces. The Miami Heat have surprised me big time with the offensive fire. They score 130 points a game. Yeah. Like, Katie, did you see this when you looked across the NBA and you're like, all right, Spo's a great coach, obviously. The pieces are kind of middle of the pack in the East. Bam is great defensively, one of the best defensive, bigs in the league, but not a super threat offensively. Tyler Hero, we knew was going to be hurt. Norman Powell, who had come over from the Clippers, we knew he was going to be a good piece.
A walking bucket.
Right. but not this. He's averaging 25 a game, and he's been playing crazy ball.
The Heat, they man, they're so fortunate to have Eric Spoelstra and to have the front office that they have in place. Here's the thing about Spo. Like, Spo can customize his coaching style based off the talent and the players that he has. And he showed time and time again that he knows how to get guys to buy in. He knows how to put them in positions to be successful, and he knows how to fucking coach them, at the highest level and make them dwell there. So, yeah, it's been a great surprise to see the Heat. I always root for the hometown. I love being from the crib, and they've been playing damn good basketball. But, yeah, you got to tip your hat not to just Spo and the players, but to Heat culture. Yeah, it's been fun to watch. They definitely surprised me.
Super surprised just because their pace offensively wasn't this last year, right? Obviously, with the whole Jimmy saga, with the way that Jimmy likes to play, it's not a fast up and down team. It's, I'm going to take the ball, I'm going to create my own shot, I'm going to get to the hoop, I'm going to get to the foul line, something like that. But this offense is basically one pass, shoot, one pass, drive, kick. Like, everything is just so fluid. Listen to the last couple of games for Norman Powell. 29-7-3, 21-2, 23-2, 25-4, 23-3. Like, he's a bucket.
He's a bucket. And Bam's bucket has gone up this year. Bam has expanded his game, and especially on the offensive end. He's getting buckets. I think he's up over averaging over 21, 22 points a game, which historically he's been around 15, if I'm not mistaken. You can fact check that if you get a chance to. But he's taken his game up. He's always been a good facilitator. He's always been a good lob threat. He's always, had a
little
motor.
midi jumper.
Yep, he's always had those things, but his game is expanding, and I didn't expect that. Bam has definitely stepped up this year.
His obviously his toe injuries kind of thrown a little wrench in the plans for what they were wanting to be defensively, obviously, but he's going to be hopefully reevaluated in a couple weeks. He's got a toe sprain, but even before then, like you said, like, offensively, it was another guy. It was like, oh, wait a second, this is not the Bam that we're used to that puts in, 17 and 12, and you're like, all right, good game, made a lot of plays on the defensive end. It was like, oh, he's taking 3 or 4, 5, 6 threes a game, and you're like, who is this?
It's time.
This is not who we thought it was.
He's confident enough to do it. He's put the work in to do it, and he's been around greatness too. You know what I mean? I've seen him, at the WNBA games.
With Asia.
He has some good relationships over there.
Starting to learn a couple different moves.
Some of that greatness is rubbing off.
So
on
maybe instead of going to Hakeem,
iron is sharpening iron.
To Asia Wilson.
Yeah,
see what's up there. And
imagine that combination. We'll have another.
Can you imagine?
We'll have another Wemby.
That I don't think we've ever seen something like that.
That would be
somebody 6'9", 6'10", with that athleticism. With a woman who's 6'4",
that'd be
with
something.
that athleticism.
Yeah.
You talk about, Wemby.
It'd be great.
What do Wemby's parents look like? Can we Google that?
I don't know. I think Lazo can Google anything.
Let's find out. We're going to switch now to teams that the disappointing teams through the first 10 games. But I want to see what Wemby's parents look like. Because Wemby's 7'5". I mean, let's see. Let's pull it up. Let's see. Ooh, little ass photo.
Yeah, moms look like she about 6'3".
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Go back to the tweet. Go back. X out there. Here we go. Let's see. Victor Wembanyama 7'4" with his parents Felix, who's 6'6", and Elodie 6'3". Damn.
Yeah. Destined for greatness.
And Buddy looks 6'6", and it's like he's 5 feet tall.
Destined for greatness.
All right, then you talk about Bam 6'10", Asia 6'4".
Come on now. Yeah. But we got to let her win a few more championships, and
Bam's got to get one. He's trailing right now at the house.
He's trailing
big time.
Yeah.
She got MVP. She got WNBA championships.
He got some gold medals to go with it.
But come on, we got to upgrade that. All right, team that has been very disappointing. The Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah,
sitting at I want to say 2-7 right now. That is not what Nico Harrison said when he said that there was a win now window of the next 3 to 4 years after the Luka trade, when he had that press conference of, no, we're in win now mode.
Yeah.
Well, you just traded away a 25-year-old legend, generational player, but you're still in a win now mode with an older AD, with Kyrie, who's already on, is 30-something after a couple surgeries now. It's like, how is that supposed to happen? And now you look at what they have, and it's like things are looking not good. 3-7 right now.
Yeah, it's looking rough for them. Obviously, injuries are a part of the game. And so if you don't have Kyrie Irving, it has a big impact on the flow, right? Because now you got Cooper playing in a position that he's not accustomed to playing with. Now you can't really get Clay wide open looks. So
it's been a bad season for Clay.
His percentages are way down.
Yeah.
And AD's biggest problem has always been his health. So keeping him on the court. But it's a young season. They will get, Kyrie back at some point. And, it's been disappointing to this point. I don't think it would be as disappointing if the Mavericks would have gotten more for Luka. I think it's the fact that they got so little for Luka that it just makes Nico look.
Either way you slice it,
makes him look a little bad.
Yeah. Do you think that he finishes the year as GM of the Mavericks? Or does it get to be at a point so bad that the team, whether through injury, whether through, hey, Kyrie's rehab he's not ready yet, they're going to hold him out a little bit longer, AD's out, let's say Cooper Flag is trying his best, but it's kind of only him, right? Yeah. Clay's been playing not well, D'Lo hasn't been playing that well either. It's like the perfect storm of what they thought was going to be great when they got Cooper Flag to now what this is at 3-7. Do you think Nico finishes the year?
I think he finishes the year. I just don't think that there's a lot of guys around. You can't just go get a GM off the street, right? A couple years ago, he was in the finals, right? So history has been on his side. Obviously, his pedigree from Nike. He has great relationships. So it's not like you can go and just get another Nico off the street. However, the fan base has been disappointed in him. Right, and the new ownership, they might have a decision to make and let him be the fall guy. If that happens, I predict that he'll probably click up with Rob Pelinka in the Lakers, and they might have like a Nike All-American team, Laker style.
It's true, because like you look around, it's not J. Kidd's fault, right? Like J. Kidd doesn't have the it's above his pay grade.
Yeah,
trading players and getting this and getting that. He can only make.
And they could potentially lose J. Kidd.
You think?
I think J. Kidd will be coveted on the open market as a coach. Historically, he's been a great coach. He's been a great player. He knows the game. He gets his guys to buy in. He's extremely committed to it. He's had success doing it. And, you only have a window. You know what I mean? You have a window to win. And so J. Kidd, if things don't go well this season, he could be a good candidate for a new opportunity.
Did you think J. Kidd was going to be as good of a coach as he's been?
Yeah, of course.
You think so?
Yeah, man, dude, playing against J. Kidd, dude, it's like you playing against Professor X. The dude is cerebral. It's like he can think what you think before you think it. So I always, they say it's a little bit difficult for superstar and all-star players to be coaches, but the way that he played the game, how selfless he played the game, the motor and the speed and the pace, the durability and the length of time that he played. Man, yeah, that's Jason. That's Jason the fuck Kidd.
Yeah, it's like one of the best point guards of all time.
Yeah,
but like you said, it's tough for a superstar, just like generational player to be a good coach because of the fact it's like, hey, just do what I did. It's like, well, we can't do what you did.
No,
there's a reason why you're here. And we're still, kind of in the middle of the pack here in the NBA. So when J. Kidd first started, I was like, okay, it was kind of rocky and rough. Remember, we was with the Bucks for a little while, and he spilled the drink on the court to get
trying to win. Trying to win by any means necessary.
Let me kick that to that coat real quick. To the same effect where Derek Fisher, equally as cerebral and as good of a playmaker and point guard. Not to the level of J. Kidd, but still was good. Was a point guard on many championship teams. Okay. Wasn't really a good coach. What's the difference there?
Well, I mean, when you talk about coaching, I think you have to think about the players. It's all about the players that you have to be able to put in between the lines. Derek Fisher, man, one of the best role players in the history of role players, right? But he's not the pedigree as far as a player as Jason Kidd. And also, I feel like Jason Kidd stuck with it. He stuck with it long enough. He surrounded himself with the right people, and then he got a few generational talents that helped catapult him to the next level.
That usually helps.
That always helps.
Another team that you were super high on this year.
Yeah.
Them Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bane, Suggs, Wagner, all these guys. Team looking 4-6 right now. Not looking great. Can't shoot. Playing okay defensively, but very middle of the pack in a weakened East. What do you got to say about your Orlando Magic?
You know what? Like, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. It's the marathon. I still think that they're young and they're talented. These young teams, usually, like, they're more durable than most people, but they've been plagued by injuries. The Desmond Bane, there's a filling out period that needs to happen so that he could be playing his best basketball. He's struggled so far a lot, to my knowledge. So I'm a little disappointed with them. I thought that they were going to take another step this year. And it's a lot more different when you're being hunted and not the hunter. Everybody, you can't surprise anybody anymore. I think people have made adjustments to Ben Carroll's game, so they're kind of figuring him out. So he's going to have to kind of, refine his game a little bit. But, yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Orlando and the way they've been producing.
It's tough, too, when you need to refine your game but also need to allow other guys to shine to take the heat off of you, right? We're in a sense where you're Banchero, you know that you're the A1 guy, but maybe the game plan that night is let everybody else beat us. So you got to know, hey, I got to get my guy Wagner down low. I got to try and get Desmond Bane on driving kicks to get him some open shots and rhythm. I got to get Suggs being able to pick and roll, maybe hit him off with another pick where now the center's guarding Suggs and he can blow by him. Like, there's stuff that they got to figure out in Orlando that last year they couldn't shoot. Now this year they can't shoot. So it's like somebody's got to figure out who can shoot him.
Yeah. Well, Bane eventually makes shots.
Bane needs to.
He's a good shooter. And we can't, like, Pablo, like, at the end of the day, he's a young player. His best weapon and his strength is not his facilitator. He's more of a scorer. So Coach Mosley is going to have to make sure he continues to, develop him as a passer and show him what to look for on the film so that he can see it and make those reads and reacts. But they got to be patient. I think where they can really up their level is on an energy and a motor and a passion standpoint. I feel like a lot of those young guys have gotten paid now, and they're playing way more cool than they did when they were young and hungry before they got their contracts. And that's a place where they're going to have to look in the mirror and be accountable and be professionals.
Do they make the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I think they'll eventually get there. It might be the play-in. I'm not sure, if they'll be a high seed because there's been some surprise teams in the East. But who was in the finals last year from the East? The Pacers. They're 1-9 right now. Trae Young and those guys aren't playing well right now. So Tatum is out.
Too, yeah,
Tatum is out right now. So I think they can be a playoff team, and they'll be a dangerous playoff team. But I think eventually they'll hit a stride and they'll hit a rhythm where they start playing well.
Speaking of Trae Young, and obviously he's been hurt with a knee injury the last couple of weeks. Another team that I thought was maybe could be one of the better teams in the East after the Porzingis trade, with everything that they got between the Pelicans trade, between Dyson Daniels, who's been unreal, like on a defensive standpoint, like he's been great. Porzingis getting in, like it just felt like all of the pieces started like putting together for Atlanta to be a contender. And they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago maybe? And the Trae Young injury hurts them a ton. They feel like they're kind of stuck in the mud without Trae Young. And obviously he's one of their best facilitators, but one of their best scorers too. And it just feels like they're a little bit rudderless right now. And I know your guy Quinn Snyder's out there, and he's going to figure it out.
He will.
But is it a fact of, hey, we need our best player to make sure that everything is going?
Well, I think it's a combination of a few things. I know we've been having this debate about like domestic and international players. They got a lot of international players on that team, right? And when you minus Trae Young off of that team, they don't really have a whole bunch of facilitating capabilities. So, one, I think the injuries play a factor into it. I think they're a new team. They're trying to get accustomed to playing with one another. But also, I just don't think they're, like, athletic enough. They're skilled, of course. They got a lot of players who play alike. So I'm not sure, but
they check
I know
a lot of the same boxes.
Yeah, they just kind of look alike when they play. A lot of interchangeable pieces and things like that. With the exception of Dyson Daniels, I don't know who another good defender is.
Maybe Jalen Johnson a little bit.
Yeah, well, Jalen Johnson is cold.
He's their best player right now outside of Trae Young.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson is cold. So I think they'll figure it out. I think Quinn Snyder and his staff are equipped. They're battle tested, and they'll find a rhythm. And Quinn will stick with it. One thing about him, he's resilient. So I know he'll stick with it. And you might see Trae get healthier. You might see him end up being a trade piece at some point.
I was going to ask you, what's the likelihood of Trae getting traded this year?
Man, you know what? I think it'll be good for him to get a fresh start.
Yeah, for both Atlanta and him.
Yeah, I think it'll be good to get Trae off the books. I'm not sure how much guys like playing with him, though he plays well and gets statistics and things like that. I don't think he has players don't run through a wall for him. They don't try and protect him. So I think, he's going to have to either become a better leader internally or look for a fresh start. I think Ja might be somebody who could be a good fit to bring in.
Breath of fresh air, yep.
You know what I mean? It could be good for him. It could be good for Trae. So I think Trae is one of those guys who will probably get traded at some point.
It's tough, too, when you're busting your ass, running through pin downs and screens and hitting here, hitting there, and then you get to a spot where you feel like you're open, and then a half-court shot gets taken 6 feet behind the three-point line with 19 seconds left on the shot clock, and you're like, damn, I just ran the equivalent of 100 yards to try to get open off a pin down, and here's a shot going up before I even make a cut. Yeah. Like, is that did you play, you don't have to name names, did you play with somebody that maybe put up a shot a little too early in the shot clock a little too often? Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah, no, not really. Because, usually the attempts and the reps that you'll get is predicated off of, your pay. And so if you're playing with a post player, guess what? You need to throw it in there to him. If you got a guy who comes off screens, you want to make sure you put him in a position to be successful. I think as a role player, your job has to be able to play and be complement your superstars and your better players in certain pockets. Now, if they miss me in those certain windows when I was open and things like that, I'll have something to say.
You gotta let them know.
But at the end of the day, man, you got to put the ball in your guys' hands, and they have to make those decisions.
It feels like, I don't know, Jalen Johnson is getting to that point where it's like the balance of who's your best player.
I would give him more opportunities. He's got the upside.
That's what we're looking at now. And it's like, all right, you got the defensive pieces, you got the bigs, you got the slashers, you got the wings. Jalen Johnson's like that guy now.
Yeah.
In a way that Trae, just based off of his body stature, cannot be that guy. Yeah. Right? Like Jalen Johnson gets to the cup, he's able to finish through contact, he's tough. People bounce off of him in a way that Trae hits like a little floater. He has the outside game, but once he gets into that paint, it's a different story.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So they got some work to do. They got a slow start, but they got a lot of talent, so hopefully they figure it out.
All right, last one here of the disappointing teams, those Clippers. 3-6 right now. Kawhi Leonard out with a sprained ankle. We do not know the timetable. That team is looking old. That was the oldest team to go into this year already. Average age is like 30. And you and I both know at 30, when you're hooping, things start hurting in ways they shouldn't have hurt a couple years before that.
Yeah, there, Michael. I hear your laughs in the background.
What's he laughing about?
I don't know. He looking at me laughing. I'm just saying. You need that. But, the Clippers are definitely, it was a rough summer. It started off with a rough summer. When you have issues off the court and, it takes away from the energy. So there's been a lot of things and rumblings and things like that off the court that kind of spill over onto the court. And they're an older team, so a lot of times older players have to rev up because you don't have the recovery ability in the summer times to go like you did when you were younger.
Especially if you went deep into the playoffs.
Facts.
In a couple months before.
And then they made some trades. They got rid of Norman, which was huge for us down here in South Florida. But you just have to give them some time. They're kind of looking reminiscent of that old Brooklyn team when they got all the superstars over the hump. But we're just going to have to wait and see. A Tyronn Lue coach team eventually gets better. They crack a code and they'll hit a rhythm. So I'm not writing them off yet, but I'm a little optimistic, maybe pessimistic about where they are right now.
It just feels like when you have guys at that age, the Kawhi 30-something, James Harden 30-something with a lot of miles, right? I love Zubac. Zubac's a tough-ass interior player, strong as hell, obviously one of their younger guys, but when your two main guys are 30-somethings with a lot of miles and a lot of history, it's just like, damn, relying on that for an early season to get enough wins to be in the playoff contention, right? Playing playoff contention, especially in the West. It's tough when young teams like Portland. Phoenix is not playing terrible.
No,
they're kind of
they got to just get Jalen Green healthy.
So there's teams there that could push you. If you're not winning games early in the season, could push you, and you're going to have to be chasing a Portland team that may be 5 games up, 6 games up come March and April, and you're like, oh, shit, we're not going to be able to catch these guys. So it's like they came out after the All-Star game. The Clippers were a great team after the All-Star break last year. Like you said, takes vets a little bit, half the season to ramp up
a little bit.
And then, boom, you go. But that was with load management with Kawhi. Now he's hurt. Who knows how long he's gonna be out? And if they continue to manage him with injury stuff after that, I'm worried about the Clippers, man. And Bradley Beal's been a nobody for them, unfortunately.
Yeah,
like that was the whole trade: John Collins and Bradley Beal, and then sent Norman Powell over here.
Yeah,
but it's like, oof.
Yeah, I still just think, man, a Tyrone Lue.
So you're gambling on Tyrone Lue being like, he's going to figure it out.
Yeah, he's so methodical. He's so smart. He's so savvy. He knows how to push the right buttons. He knows when to call you out. He knows how to make in-game adjustments very early. He'll sacrifice some wins on the front end to be prepared on the back end.
That's when it counts.
So, yeah, I'm not going to write them off yet. But at some point, they're going to have to get younger.
Going to have to, 30 years old is your average age going into the season.
These guys crack the code, man. They timeless. Steph Curry is still balling. LeBron, there's still some OG vets out there. James Harden.
Yeah, Harden.
And Kawhi Leonard. So I can mention him with those guys because, they have that pedigree.
You're always going to keep up for the OGs, though. I like that.
I do, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's not rap. They say, once you get too old, you can't, rap anymore. Dude, bring the old rappers back. I'm tired of these Little and Youngs and white, whatever they are now. OG season over here.
All right.
What's happening?
All right. Make sure to subscribe, review, rate. Check us out on every platform you can, basically. YouTube, Spotify. Check us out. Download the podcast. Rate, subscribe, review there. Hit us up on IG. The comments, we're always in the comments.
Yeah,
we're reading.
We got time.
We're replying. We got time. So check out all that stuff. Thursday. Special guest Thursday?
Yeah, man. I'm going to try and get one of the homies to come through.
An OG?
Yeah, he's an OG.
Okay.
Yep, he's an OG, but he'll give us a lot of insight. So I'm going to try and lock it down today.
All right.
So hopefully we'll have him for Thursday.
Special guest Thursdays. We keep him rolling. And that's it for the boys on the crossover.
Let's do it. All right, champ.